Ever wake up and feel like the world is moving without you? Like somehow, overnight, everyone else got the memo and you're just stuck. You hit snooze, scroll your phone, tell yourself, just 5 more minutes, and deep down, you wonder if maybe you're just not built for this life. But what if I told you that the most powerful people in the world, legends, warriors, CEOs, even Vikings, don't win because they feel ready. They win because they show up, especially when they don't want to. And no one does this better than Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. You ever convince yourself that tomorrow is when it all starts? Tomorrow's when you'll eat healthy. Tomorrow you'll go to the gym. Tomorrow you'll finally stop doom scrolling at 1 a.m. Except tomorrow is a coward. It keeps running from you. And every time you bet on it, you lose a little more of yourself. Sound familiar? The Stoics had a brutal truth for this. Seneca wrote, "While we wait for life, life passes." Translation, the battle isn't in the distance. It's now, right here, in this exact moment. It's when the alarm rings and your soul whispers, "Please, not yet." That's the battlefield. And victory? It's not in the perfect day. It's in this messy, imperfect one. Remember Thorfinn on Kettle's farm, season 2? He's not a warrior anymore, not a killer, not even free. He's a slave, empty. And yet, he wakes up, cuts down trees every single day. No glory, no swords, no revenge quest. Just the silent pain of a man rebuilding from zero. That's not just character development. That's philosophy in motion. Showing up, not to conquer the world, but to not let the world conquer you. You don't need chains to feel like a slave. Sometimes it's just a job you hate, a relationship that's cold, a pile of dreams you don't touch because now's not the time. But if Thorfinn can wake up and swing an axe with no freedom, no purpose, no fire, you can send that email, open that textbook, tie those sneakers. Here's the twist. The world doesn't reward perfect people. It rewards persistent ones. Don't wait to feel ready. The only thing you need to win today is this: one ugly, tired, imperfect step forward. Do it tired. Do it angry. Do it when no one's clapping, because that's the kind of warrior this world doesn't see coming. Next time your alarm hits like a war horn, just show up. The most life-changing decisions often look completely boring, not cinematic, not worthy of a YouTube montage, just tiny, ordinary, repetitive. Like brushing your teeth when you're depressed, like turning off Netflix after one episode, like doing 5 push-ups and calling it a win. But here's the secret. That's what greatness actually looks like up close. We're addicted to big wins, to the 10x glow up, to the "I turned my life around in 24 hours" montage. The problem? Real change doesn't look like that. It looks boring, quiet, repetitive, and that makes most people quit. Not because they're weak, but because no one ever taught them that small wins count. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your small victories, they're not just chores, they're reps for your mind. Mental push-ups, discipline drills, proof that you're still in the game, even when the scoreboard says 0. According to Dr. Teresa Amabile from Harvard, even minor progress boosts motivation. She calls it the progress principle. Of all the things that can boost emotions, motivation, and perceptions during a workday, the single most important is making progress in meaningful work, even if that progress is tiny. Back on Kettle's farm, Thorfinn doesn't slay dragons or deliver heroic speeches. He clears trees, one swing at a time, day after day. In season 2, after 3 years, he and Einar finally cut down their last tree. No parade, no medals, just quiet pride and exhausted smiles. But in that moment, Thorfinn reclaims his humanity, his purpose, his will, all built on tiny, unnoticed wins. You might not be slashing trees in Viking land, but maybe you finally folded that laundry pile haunting your soul for a week. Maybe you resisted texting your ex. Maybe you studied when no one was watching. Doesn't feel legendary, does it? But multiply that by 365, you're unstoppable. You're rewriting who you are, one tiny, unsexy win at a time. Big moments are made of small decisions. You don't wake up with discipline. You build it in silence, in the shadows, where no one's watching. So here's your mission. Don't downplay the quiet days. Track your tiny wins like battle scars. Each one is proof. You didn't give in. You didn't disappear. You showed up. And that's not small. That's everything. Perfection is a ghost. It whispers from behind every goal, every mirror, every failed attempt with the same lie. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. And just like that, you quit. Not because you're lazy, but because you believed the ghost was real. You missed one day at the gym, so you stopped going. You broke your streak, so you erased the habit. You slipped up, so you decided, guess I'll never be disciplined. We treat perfection like a finish line. If we stumble on the way, we assume the race is over. But that's the trap. Perfection isn't the standard. It's the excuse. Dr. Paul Hewitt, a clinical psychologist from the University of British Columbia, found that perfectionism links directly to anxiety, depression, even burnout. His research? Brutal. Perfectionism, he says, destroys the motivation it promises to fuel. So yeah, perfection isn't your coach. It's your saboteur in disguise. Let's go back to Thorfinn, season 2. He wakes up screaming from nightmares, haunted by the lives he took, ashamed, scarred. He doesn't jump into action like an anime hero. He breaks, cries, fails. But here's the beauty. He doesn't need to be perfect to rebuild. He just needs to stop running from himself. Every swing of the axe, every refusal to fight, every step forward in a body still trembling with guilt, that's what redemption looks like. Maybe you started journaling, then skipped a week and ghosted your own growth. Maybe you bombed a presentation and told yourself, I'm not a leader. Maybe you tried therapy, hated it, and never booked again. But what if the mistake was expecting no mistakes? What if the failure wasn't your flaw, but your fuel? The world is run by imperfect people who kept showing up. Not flawlessly, not confidently, but stubbornly, because they knew progress doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for presence. So here's your counterattack next time perfection whispers in your ear. Laugh at it. Say, cool story, bro, but I got work to do. Then do it. Badly, awkwardly, half asleep if you have to, because the people who win aren't the ones who get it right. They're the ones who refuse to disappear. Your feelings are liars. Comfortable liars, sure. Charismatic liars, absolutely. But liars nonetheless. They'll hype you up at midnight with a 12-step life plan, then ghost you by sunrise. Ever had that fire at 11 p.m. like, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early, stretch, meditate, hit the gym, eat clean, and finally start that YouTube channel. Then 7 a.m. hits and suddenly it's, maybe I was born to be cozy. That's the trap. We build routines on emotion when we should build them on loyalty, because feelings, they flake, but faithfulness, it shows up. In a study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers found something powerful: implementation intentions. Basically, pre-deciding your actions no matter how you feel dramatically increase follow-through. Translation, you don't need motivation. You need a plan that doesn't care if you're tired. Now, think about Thorfinn. After his revenge arc collapses, no more enemies to chase, no more reason to fight. He could have curled into despair and disappeared, but he doesn't. He commits to something harder than war: peace. He vows not to take another life, not because he feels peaceful, but because he's loyal to his new identity. That's discipline. Not dramatic, just decisive. Maybe your brain tells you, we're not feeling it today. Cool. Feelings don't clock in for work. You do. You don't wait to feel like brushing your teeth. You just do it. So what if you treated your growth like dental hygiene? Non-negotiable. No vibe check required. You are not your moods. You are not your tiredness. You are what you commit to. especially when every cell in your body begs you to quit. And when you act from faithfulness, not feelings, that's when you become someone unstoppable. Here's a line to memorize. Say it when motivation dips. Weak me wants to quit. Strong me shows up. Write it down. Tape it to your mirror. Make it your mental armor. Because the strongest warriors aren't always loud. They're just the ones that never stop showing up. No one claps when you resist the donut. No one texts you, "Hey, proud of you for journaling today." There's no medal for quietly choosing growth in a world obsessed with highlight reels. But just because it's unseen doesn't mean it's unreal. Sometimes the hardest part isn't doing the work. It's doing it alone. No audience, no retweets, just you, the task, and the silence. It feels like no one notices the effort, like no one sees the sacrifice. And if no one sees it, does it even count? Modern psychology calls this intrinsic motivation, doing something because it's part of who you are. And according to self-determination theory, when you act from internal values, your resilience and mental health skyrocket. Let's go back to Thorfinn, working the land. No one's cheering, no one's calling him a hero. He's not in battle, he's just digging, planting, rebuilding, silently, faithfully, alone. But that's where he becomes the most powerful version of himself. Not when swords are drawn, but when no one's watching and he still chooses to show up. You might be grinding through nursing school, trying to stay sober, writing a novel no one's read, healing from something no one understands. And it feels like no one notices. But here's the truth. The version of you 1 year from now, they see it, they look back and whisper, "Thank you for not quitting." You're not invisible. You're investing. And the future version of you, they don't exist without the one showing up today, quietly, bravely, without fanfare. So stop waiting for a pat on the back. Stop needing applause. Just show up for you, because you are worth showing up for. So no, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need applause. You don't even need to feel like it. You just need to show up. Tired, silent, messy, alone, but here. Because every time you do, you're building a future even you can't fully imagine yet. And the world, it won't see the work now, but one day it will see what you've become. Now get back in the fight, not for glory, for growth.